The UFC is headed to Qatar this weekend for the first time ever with a lightweight title eliminator between Dan Hooker and Arman Tsarukyan. In today's video, I'll be giving you guys all my quick picks, my quick predictions. Before we go ahead and get into the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get it started with the early prelim opener of Marek Bujlo versus Denzel Freeman. We start off with a couple of black pictures. I just want to give you guys a disclaimer. There's going to be a lot of black pictures on this card. They're bringing in all sorts of new random guys that aren't in the UFC, that are fresh off the regional scene, fresh from a different promotion, whatever the case may be. But we got Marek Bujlo. He's a Polish guy, very big. He's 6-0. All of his wins are by finish, 3 by sub, 3 by knockout. Denzel Freeman, he's 6-1. All of his wins are by finish, I believe, as well. So we can expect to finish in this fight. One thing I got to say, Denzel Freeman has one win that I can rate pretty high, and that's going to be Steven Asplund. He beat Steven Asplund by submission, who is now in the UFC, who should be fighting in a bit as well, and that's a good win by Denzel Freeman. Marek Bujlo is kind of just a fat heavyweight that wants to take you down, either try to TKO you or sub you. And if he doesn't get you down, he is a fish out of water on the feet. I'm going with Denzel Freeman. From what I watched, Marek Bujlo is a melting ice cream cone. He's a melting ice cream cone at heavyweight. All right? As long as Denzel Freeman keeps this on the feet, keeps it sharp, I think he can knock out Marek Bujlo even on the ground. I think he can sub him. I think Denzel Freeman is the much better fighter. Do I think either of these guys should be in the UFC? I don't know, but we got it on the card. I'm picking Denzel Freeman by knockout as the quick pick. We move on to the next fight. Nicholas Dalby versus Zygid Izagakmaev. Crazy names. We're going to have some crazy names on this card, boys. Lots of EVs and OV endings. You already know that's what it is when we're in the Middle East. But we got Nicholas Dalby, man. Vet of the game. Coming off that loss to Randy Brown. Really bad knockout loss to Randy Brown. But he did drop Randy Brown at one point in that fight. He was scrapping it out. He made it super fun. You know, he beat Gabriel Bonfim, the guy who beat Randy Brown, and was his only loss. He beat Gabriel Bonfim by knockout, which was a really impressive win a couple of years ago, or about a year and a half ago. But he's fighting Zygid Izag. I'm not even going to go for the last name. We're just going to go with Zygid. And he is a 22-2 Russian fighter. I think he fought in UAE and in was it Aries? I'm not 100% sure, but he's been in these different promotions, kind of going in between some different promotions, and he's pretty good. He's pretty good. You know, he's got good grappling, obviously. You know, he ends with EV. He's got good grappling. He's going to go to try to take down his opponent. He's trying to get him down. He's trying to hold him down. He's trying to look for a sub. He's trying to look for a ground and pound TKO. Kind of the same case as the Polish guy from before. Same kind of scenario, but I think Zygid actually has some decent striking. This is difficult because I do think Nicholas Dalby is really good, even at like 40 years old, even with his weird breathing techniques, even after coming off that loss to Randy Brown. I think Nicholas Dalby's very tough, very durable still. You know, he's still always going to push a crazy pace. He's always going to be in your face. We haven't seen Zygid yet, so I'm not too sure. I'm going to lean Zygid, but I think Nicholas Dalby could pull this off. I think he could win this fight. But if this goes to the judges' scorecards, they're probably going to pick the guy that his last name is Izagakmaev. They're definitely going to go with him. You know, so I'm going to go Zygid by decision, to be honest, because I think Nicholas is really tough, very difficult to sub, hard to knock out unless you have big power. I don't think Zygid's got that. So I'll go Zygid by decision. We move on. Nurullah Aliyev versus Shamrock. Another black picture, man. I mean, almost every single one of these fights is a black picture. Lots of new fighters in the UFC, but Nurullah Aliyev, the Tajik Eagle, he calls himself, grappling guy. Some people call him Khabib like 4.0 because he's not as good as Khabib, obviously, but you know, he looks like Khabib. He's got grappling. He's obviously trying to shoot takedowns. He's trying to grapple you up for 15 minutes. That's what he's trying to do. No secret there. And then Shamrock is a submission artist himself. He's looking for subs. He's looking for flashy knockouts. He's very fun. Shamrock's fun. He's bouncing around. He's entertaining, but I think Nurullah Aliyev's just going to smush him for 3 rounds. Let's just call it what it is, man. They're bringing this guy in, Shamrock. I don't really rate any of his wins. Like, I can't rate any of his wins. I think he's got some fights in Prague, in Romania, in like all sorts of different places, but I just don't rate any of the wins. From what I was watching, like, he's good. He's definitely good, but I don't think he's UFC level. I don't think he's going to be high enough level to be able to stuff the takedowns of Nurullah Aliyev, which is what he's going to do immediately. So give me Aliyev by decision, maybe a ground and pound TKO, but I'll go Nurullo Aliev to get this one done as the quick pick. We move on. Ismail Nardiev versus Ryan Loder. I'm going with Ismail Nardiev. He let me down in his last fight. Big time let me down. He was fighting the Iron Turtle, almost knocked him out, then threw an illegal knee, got a point taken away, and then got smushed for the rest of the fight and just literally fucking ruined everything. So I was very disappointed with Nardiev in his last one, but I don't rate Ryan Loder at all. He's chinny. The only thing he's got is grappling. And don't get me wrong, he could get the grappling going, but I think Nardiev is actually fairly dangerous. Even though he doesn't have any finishes in the UFC, I think he's going to finish Ryan Loder. I'm going to go Ismail Nardiev by knockout or by TKO in the first or second round. I just think Ismail Nardiev is way more dangerous. I think Ryan Loder keeps his head up in the air. He's a great wrestler, but he is not a great mixed martial artist. So give me Ismail Nardiev as the quick pick by knockout. We move on. Bekzat Almakhan versus Alexandre Topuria. Banger fight. Great fight. And there is some bias here. I'm going Bekzat Almakhan. I saw him in Montreal. I saw him chin the fuck out of Brad Katona. It was sad for Brad, but Bekzat's got power. Big uppercut. Chinned him in the first 20 seconds. He's really nasty on the feet. Big power. Alexandre Topuria has got power himself, but he's more of a Greco-Roman grappler. Obviously, he's Ilia Topuria's brother. We know this. So a lot of people are going to be picking Topuria, but I think Bekzat is very underrated. He dropped Umar Nurmagomedov in his first fight in the UFC on short notice. He stepped up, dropped Umar. He then did get grappled for the rest of that fight. But I don't think Alexandre Topuria has Umar Nurmagomedov grappling. I think he's going to struggle to get the takedowns on Almakhan. Almakhan's been training with the best of the best. He's been training with a guy we're going to talk about later on the card, Asu Almabayev. He's been training with all sorts of good opponents and stuff and good teammates. So I think Bekzat Almakhan can win this fight. It is a tricky fight to win because Topuria is very good. But I think Almakhan can pull away with this one. And I'm going to go with Almakhan to win a decision or maybe an early knockout. If he catches Alexandre like he's caught his past, almost all of his opponents. He's caught almost all of his opponents early in the fight, and he's got big power, big clubbing power. He caught Umar with the big clubbing left or a big clubbing right, then caught Brad with a clubbing uppercut, the right uppercut. I think he can catch Alexandre as well, but I'm going to go Bekzat Almakhan as the slight underdog for my early pick by decision or by early knockout. We move on. Tagir Ulanbekov versus Kyoji Horiguchi. I mean, just look at the picture. Look at the picture. I mean, are we really bringing Kyoji Horiguchi back after years and years and years, man? I mean, I know he's still a legend. You know, he fought Mighty Mouse. He fought all these good guys from back in the day, but he's older now. He's much older. You know, he's at 135 fighting a tall, lengthy 135er that cuts a lot of weight to make this weight a weight bully in Tagir Ulanbekov fighting in the Middle East. This is a terrible setup. They were supposed to fight back in Baku, Azerbaijan, I believe, and Kyoji had to pull out, but this is a bad matchup for Kyoji. He is a good striker. He can mix it up with the grappling, but Ulanbekov's long. His striking's gotten a lot better. You know, he trains with Khabib, Islam, all those guys in Dagestan, and his grappling is his bread and butter. He will take down Kyoji Horiguchi, and I expect him to hold down Kyoji for a lot of this fight. So give me Tagir Ulanbekov to win this fight by decision. Clear cut, 30-27. I expect the scorecards to already be written. I'm just saying it. I expect them to already be written, 30-27. It's a shitty comeback for Kyoji Horiguchi. Give me Tagir Ulanbekov by decision as the quick pick. We move on to oh shit, this is going to be bad. Abdul Rahman Yakyayev. I got it. Abdul Rahman Yakyayev. Kind of a cool name. It's kind of a cool name versus Rafael Sequeira. Yakyayev is not 1-0. That's just his Dana White Contender Series debut. He knocked the dude out 30 seconds, and he is going to knock out Rafael Sequeira in the first minute. I am going with Yakyayev to win this fight by knockout. No question there. Not even going to doubt it, to be honest. Not even going to doubt it. He could sub him too, but I'm going to go with him to get a knockout win. He showed that he's very fast. He's got power in his hands. He's not scared to get into the pocket, and he just landed big combos on his last opponent and finished him in 30 seconds. So, and I don't think Rafael Sequeira is good at all. I picked him too many times now. I'm done with Sequeira. I'm done pretending like this guy's got potential. He doesn't. If he had a fight to win, it would have been his last one against Julius Walker, and he did not win. He shit the bed. So give me Yakyayev by round 1 knockout. Clear, cut, dry. I don't see it going any other way. Yakyayev wins this fight. We move on. Bogdan Grad versus Luke Riley. This is a fun scrap. If you don't know who Luke Riley is, he's a Cage Warriors guy, you know, pretty big Cage Warriors prospect, and Bogdan Grad is a scrapper. This guy had one of the best fights on Dana White Contender Series of all time. scrapped it out. It was a crazy fight. And then he joined to the UFC. And he's had a couple good fights. He won his first fight and then just lost his last one to Muhammad Naimov, which I thought he could arguably win. To be honest, I thought he could have arguably won it. But of course, Naimov gets every single decision, so it was rigged. But Bogdangrad is good. He's got power in his hands. He'll push a good pace, and he will go for takedowns. Luke Riley is a striker primarily a striker. He wants to stuff your takedowns, keep it on the feet, box you up, and get a TKO or a knockout, something flashy. Luke Riley is fun. He's fun. He's entertaining. But this is a closer fight than the odds suggest. Luke Riley is a big favorite. And I think Bogdangrad can have an upset here. He's much more powerful than Luke Riley, in my opinion. I think he's much more forward pressing. I think Luke Riley's going to be on the back foot. And I think Grod can get his takedowns. I think he can. So I'm going to go Bogdangrad as the quick pick. He's a big underdog. I think a lot of people are siding with Luke Riley, but we haven't seen this Cage Warriors prospect in the UFC yet. The UFC is the highest level, man. Cage Warriors has had some good prospects, but they've also had some bad ones. So give me Bogdangrad as the quick pick by decision. We will move on to the main card. Opening up the main card, Alex Perez versus Asu Almabayev. Like I was saying before, Almabayev trains with oh my goodness, I'm gonna forget his name. I'm literally forgetting his name. With Almakhan. He trains with Almakhan. They're training partners, both from Kazakhstan, and he's good. Asu Almabayev's good. Obviously, his only loss in the UFC is to Manel Kape by eye poke TKO. You cannot make that shit up. Manel Kape hit Asu Almabayev with a triple eye poke combo. Eye poke, and then eye poke. You can't make it up. Asu Almabayev should have complained and gotten that turned into a no contest. If you watch that replay, it's disgusting. So I still think Asu Almabayev is basically undefeated. Great grappler, phenomenal grappling. He just grappled up Jose Ochoa, who's very dangerous, big for the weight class as well, much bigger than Asu Almabayev, and had the pressure on him. But Asu was able to grapple him, wrestle him for 15 minutes, and make it look relatively easy. And he's fighting Alex Perez here, who has had a long layoff in the UFC so far. So many canceled fights, lots of injuries. He got injured by Tatsuro Taira. We haven't seen him since. And it's a big question mark of what Alex Perez is going to look like. Is he even going to show up to the fight? We don't know. I'm going to be picking Asu Almabayev. I think this is a great line to take him out as well. He's not even that big of a favorite. I'm taking Asu Almabayev to win this fight by decision. Clear, easy win, I think, because Alex Perez, even though he is a good striker, he can be dangerous. He showed some holes in his grappling. He got taken down by Tatsuro Taira. He got his back held for a lot of the fight, and then eventually got TKO'd because of the injury. But I think Asu Almabayev can do something similar, get the takedowns, hold him, and get control time. So give me Asu Almabayev, in the Middle East in Doha by decision. We move on. Sergey Spivak versus Shamil Gaziev. This is the people's main event. The Blob is here to take over, boys. This is a good fight. Spivak is on, a 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta in his last one. Before that, he lost to Jailton Almeida by TKO. So he needs this one bad. But Shamil Gaziev is on the train. He's coming. He's coming for those top positions, man. Just knocked out Thomas Peterson with a big, meaty, blobby hook. It looked real good. Nice shot by Shamil Gaziev. And this is a good fight. I think this really depends on can Spivak get the takedowns on this Blob. If he does, I think he wins this fight. If Shamil Gaziev keeps this on the feet, I think he wins this fight. He's got the big, meaty hooks. He's dangerous. His boxing is good. He's got power in his hands. And I think he'll push a good pace on Sergey Spivak, especially since this is 3 rounds. I don't think Gaziev will gas out like he did against Rosenstrike. I don't think he'll gas out like he did against Rosenstrike. So I think this is a 50-50. We'll see immediately as the fight starts who's going to win. But I'm going to slightly lean with Shamil Gaziev to win this fight, man. The Blob Nation is coming, man. All I'm going to say, the Blob Nation's coming. I think he's going to blob out Spivak in the first or second round. Big, meaty hook. Finish Spivak. I mean, let's go. The Blob's here, boys. The Blob's here. Shamil Gaziev is going to be the quick pick by knockout. I just think Sergey Spivak's downfall has been pretty bad, man. And his only wins that he's had of late is like Marcin Tybura. You can't rate that win anymore. So give me Shamil Gaziev by knockout as the quick pick. We move on. Technical difficulties. Miktabek Orolai versus Jack Hermanson. Very weird fight to look at. I mean, you look at this fight, you're like, what the hell? Like, what is this? When I saw this matchup being made, I was like, hold up. We got a middleweight versus a lightweight. Hold up. Hold up a second. But no, Jack Hermanson is going down to welterweight, and Miktaybek Orolbai is going up to welterweight. Very weird stuff going on. Very weird stuff. This is a middle, they're meeting in the middle kind of matchup. Very odd, but it's kind of fun. Jack Hermanson just got brutally chinned by Gregory Rodriguez at UFC 317. Real bad. Real bad. I think he should have taken a year off. It's not a good time to be coming back, but Miktaybek Orolbai, smothering grappler, dangerous with the submissions. He got a Kimura win in his last one against that Baku, Azerbaijan guy. Really nice win in Baku. He's back. Obviously, he had that war with Matus Rebecki where he lost by split decision, but he showed he's a dog. He will keep pushing forward no matter what. And I'm going to go with Miktaybek Orolbai to win this fight. Now, Jack Hermanson is tricky. He can make fights tricky. I don't think Miktaybek Orolbai is going to chin Jack Hermanson, but I think Orolbai will submit Jack Hermanson because there is one thing that I don't like about Jack Hermanson's game, and that is his get-up from when he's grounded. His get-up is so slow, especially how he's old now. He's getting up there in age. I think Miktaybek Orolbai can control him on the ground, look for submissions, and I think he's going to get a rear naked choke or an armbar submission on Jack Hermanson. I can kind of see it. I'm trying to go sneaky with these picks, man. But give me Miktaybek Orolbai by submission as the quick pick. I think he's just way more technical than Jack Hermanson. And we're looking at big-time lighter man skill versus a 40-year-old cutting extra weight to make 170. I think he's going to be drained. Miktaybek's going to be big, and he's going to have the lighter man skill. So give me Orolbai by submission as a quick pick. We move on. Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menifield. This is a pretty good fight. Both guys have solid power. Both guys have knockouts in their careers, like a lot of knockouts as well. Volkan's coming off of that loss to Carlos Ulberg by decision. He kind of just got pitter-pattered. His nose was bleeding a little bit. Wasn't a bad loss at all. Before that, he chinned the fuck out of Johnny Walker. Bad as well. But he's back. It's been a while since we've seen Ozdemir. He's fighting Alonzo Menifield. Menifield is a good striker. He's got power in his hands. He showed that he can beat up-and-coming prospects like Umar Sy in his last one, shut that shit down, and before that beat Julius Walker. So he's on a 2-fight win streak, both by decision. We haven't seen an Alonzo Menifield knock in a while. And I'm going to go with Volkan Ozdemir to win this fight. Even though Alonzo Menifield has been a bit more active, he's been fighting way more than Ozdemir. I think Ozdemir is the much better fighter of the two. He's the younger fighter. I think he's got way more danger in his hands. His power is higher, way higher than Alonzo Menifield. And Menifield is just slow, in my opinion. So I'm going to go Volkan Ozdemir to win this fight by knockout in the second or third round. A little bit of back and forth. I can see Alonzo Menifield catching Ozdemir, but I think Ozdemir is just going to put it on Menifield at one point up against the fence and catch him with some nice shots, ripping to the body, ripping to the head. So give me Ozdemir by knockout for the quick pick. We move on to the co-main event of the evening. Bilal, remember the name Muhammad, versus Ian the Future Machado Gary, or Ian, I don't even know. Ian the Future Machado Gary. Really good fight. Number one contender fight, pretty much. Ian, if Ian wins this fight, he's going to be like, I deserve a title shot. I just beat the former champion. I deserve the title shot. Shut the fuck up, Gary. You're not getting a title shot after beating Muhammad, but I think Ian Gary's going to win this fight. Unfortunately, I saw Bilal Muhammad in Vancouver when I watched that Vancouver card not that long ago, and I met him, and we took a picture, and I was like, Bilal, what's your pick for Ian Gary fight? How you win that fight? And he said, bro, round one knockout, calling it, bro, round one knockout, I swear, bro. So, hey man, he could do it, but I ain't trusting Muhammad. So give me Ian Gary to win this fight. I think he's gonna get a breakout knockout. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this is crazy to say. Like, it could just be another pillow fight where we literally just see a boring ass decision, which is very high likelihood, like probably 95% likely that that's what happens. Either Bilal wins by decision or Ian wins by decision. But there's also another outcome where we see Ian Gary just absolutely pick apart Bilal and just TKO him real bad or knock him out just straight up. Ian Gary's been saying he needs to get his power back. He needs to get a finish back. And he needs to. He really, really, really needs to. So if he finishes Bilal, maybe we can start talking about a title. But if he 29-28's Bilal in Qatar, we're not talking about a title shot, bud. All right, so I'm going to go Ian Gary to win this fight by either breakout, knockout, or decision. I know those are completely different things, but I can see a big knockout from Ian Gary. I can kind of see it, man. Everybody who's lost the belt at welterweight has gone on a losing streak. So And I think Bilal's way past his prime. He's 36, 37 now. I'm going to go Ian Gary, the younger, faster, longer striker. Did really well against Carlos Prates. That win has aged amazingly. Prates just starts Leon Edwards and Jeff Neal back to back. So Ian Gary's win is aged so well, and I think he's going to beat Belal Muhammad. So give me Ian Gary as a quick pick. We move on to the main event of the evening. Arman Tsarukyan, man, he's back. He's back, guys. He's back. Facing Dan, the Hangman Hooker. This is a scrap. I think, Dan Hooker is not 6 foot, boys. Dan Hooker is so not 6 foot, boys. But Arman Tsarukyan, grappler, heavy grappler, dangerous ground and pound. Dan Hooker, pretty fast striker. He's going to club forward. He's going to move forward. He's going to throw teep kicks, big hooks. His name's Hooker for a reason. And he's going to just push forward, man. Dan Hooker is a scrapper through and through. He is one of those guys where you call up and will fight. He'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. He's one of those guys. He's one of those BMF level guys. So this is a good fight, and it's a number 1 contender fight. If Arman wins and if he knocks out Dan Hooker, title shot for him against Ilya. If Dan Hooker wins, he could be looking at a title shot, man. Sneaky good win streak for Dan Hooker if he wins this one. But I'm going to go with Arman Tsarukyan. No question there. I think Dan Hooker is in over his head on this matchup. This is a terrible matchup for Dan Hooker because Arman Tsarukyan's grappling is really good. Really good. After Islam, I think Arman has the best grappling in the UFC. I'm not even going to lie. Arman's grappling and his top control is dominant. He did it to Charles Oliveira. He's done it to many, many guys in the UFC. He even beat Gamrot. Oh, no, fuck, he lost to Gamrot. Damn, man. He arguably beat Gamrot is what I mean. And he showed that his ground and pound is nasty against Charles, man. Those elbows were brutal. Every time he threw an elbow, I was wincing. I was like, no, Charles, please defend. And I think Arman Tsarukyan is going to ground and pound TKO his way through to a victory against Dan Hooker. I think Arman Tsarukyan is going to knock out Dan Hooker in the 2nd or 3rd round by ground and pound TKO. Dan is tough, but he is not tough enough when he's on bottom and he's trying to scramble out and he can't move. Islam was able to just control Dan Hooker on the ground and get that Kimura with ease. I think Arman can do the same. But Arman's not going to sub Dan Hooker. So give me Arman Tsarukyan by ground and pound TKO in round 2 or round 3 for the quick pick. I think he dominates Dan Hooker here and gets his title shot. Those are all my quick picks for UFC Fight Night, Tsarukyan versus Hooker, UFC Fight Night Qatar, the first time they're ever going to Qatar. This should be a good fight night. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop down in the comments who you guys are picking in the main event, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you.